Hello, everyone. Good morning, good evening. Whenever you're watching this, from wherever you're watching this, hello, hello. So, we are going to do some tarot readings in just a moment. Let me. So, let me turn that down. And try to strike your places. Hello, everyone. And then I'm going to go grab this pinned comment here and get that posted. Perfect, perfect. Hello, Melissa. Hello, hello, everyone. Okay. Let me see. Hello, love. So you're gonna let me pin this? There we go. Perfect. Awesomeness. So hello, everyone. How's everyone doing? You got a thunderstorm where you are, Melissa? Oh my goodness. We got rain here the other day, but that's it. Just a little bit. It looked like it was going to thunderstorm here for a bit yesterday, but we never got anything. I was a little disappointed. So, how's everyone doing? So, before we get started, I want to introduce myself for whoever is new to watching me. If you guys are not new to watching me, then you already know all this, but bear with me through the spiel. Okay. So for those of you new to watching my lives, my name is Becky, and I am the co-owner of Mystical Essence. I do intuitive tarot readings, oracle card readings, astrology readings, and I am also do spiritual mentoring as well. I've been reading tarot for about 5 years now, give or take. I don't know. After so many years, I feel like you just lose count. But or at least I do. But it's been approximately 5 years. I first started doing it as a form of self-development, a way to introspect on myself and to understand myself better and to better develop myself. And then that kind of moved on and progressed into this from there. So it's exciting and I'm happy to be here. So let me tell you guys how you can get a reading if you want one. Okay, so there's a couple different ways. First way is you can purchase a reading using the link in the pinned comment. When you purchase a reading, this guarantees you a reading tonight, okay? And it also allows you to ask a specific question. So when you click on the link in the pinned comment, it will take you over to a section in my Etsy. Any of those listings in that section, I can do live tonight. So just pick the one you want, the reading you want, and we'll go from there as soon as I get your payment. Cool? Cool. So that's the first way. I also do not to do health, pregnancy, or legal questions. Okay. So I guess pregnancy kind of falls under health, but a lot of people consider it separate. So I'm just throwing that out there. If you do throw me a health question or something like that, a question I cannot answer, I'll ask you to either rephrase the question, give me another one, or I can refund you your money. I don't have any issues with that either. Okay, so the other option is free readings. So I will be doing free readings for those people who I am drawn to when I don't have any other readings to do. Okay, so understand that if I have a payment come through, that gets bumped up to the top of the list. Okay. So the free readings are just whoever I'm pulled to or whoever I'm drawn to. Okay, and for that, just comment your name. It's pretty simple. But I just want to verify and clarify that commenting your name does not guarantee a reading. So if you really want a reading, your best bet is to go purchase one. The paid readings are anywhere from $5 to $20. It depends on what you can afford. Okay, $5 readings and $20 readings. I wanted to kind of make a sliding scale, so that was like my way of doing sliding scales because I couldn't do it any other way. So if you receive a free reading and you want a longer reading or a reading on something else, you can purchase a reading using the link in the pinned comment. Okay, please be polite and use your manners. Being disrespectful or rude will get you blocked. I'm trying to keep this space a safe and open space for people to talk and communicate and get answers to their questions. Okay, so if you're going to come on here and be rude, I have no problems removing people. And last but not least, if you get a reply to your comment, if you get an inbox or a friend's request, if you're on Facebook watching this, offering readings, these are scams. So please, please block them because they are not legitimate readers. We kind of let you guys come to us, not the other way around. Okay. I'm sure there will be a few that pop up, but there usually is every life. I am from Canada. I live in Canada. Melissa, that would be cool. I love thunderstorms. Thunderstorms are amazing. Okay. So also, I like to talk, you guys. So if you're not on for readings, that's cool too. Well, okay. So I shouldn't say if you're not on for readings, but if you've commented and there's still nothing, feel free to ask questions about if you have questions about how I read, my gifts, my abilities. If you're looking to get into tarot yourself and you have questions, feel free to ask away. I am more than happy to help with anything I can that way. Yeah. Okay, so collective. We got the Ten of Bats and the Lovers card coming up, guys. Stop overthinking things, okay? I feel like right now is a good time to follow your intuition and try not to overthink things, because I feel like when we overthink things, we make things a lot more complex than they really need to be. And sometimes the answers are super simple, but when we start overthinking them, then we cause anxiety. And I feel like this is for me tonight because I have some things coming up in a couple days that are like making me super anxious. So I feel like this kind of resonates with me too, is to not overthink things, because I'm like, I got to go prep for all this stuff now. So try not to overthink things, okay? Try not to get up in your heads as much, and follow your intuition. It's always better when things come from the heart then, sometimes you can get discombobulated a lot when you get up in your head, okay? So take some time to kind of pull out of your head and into your heart space. I'm also getting that for some of you, there could be endings, there could be a lot of things wrapping up or a huge turning point in the collective, that there's the shift from one mindset to another. It's like we're coming out of this very everyday kind of mindset with the 10 of swords, and we're stepping into this higher understanding and this higher mindset with the Lover's card coming up. So there could be a bit of a shift coming up. I'm not sure where Mercury is right now, but I feel like that could definitely play into things. Nice, Melissa. I'm gonna go check where Mercury is. Just give me a moment, guys. I don't know if Mercury is shifting. Signs anytime soon. Mercury in Libra is August. Yeah. So Mercury right now is currently in Virgo, and then on the 25th, which isn't that far away, it's like a little over a week, it's going to be shifting into Libra, which is really kind of under being able to understand other people's points of view and different points of view, which is really kind of what the Lovers card talks about, right? There's three different points of view. There's the masculine, the feminine, and then the overarching viewpoint. So we are shifting from a very practical kind of mindset, a very grounded mindset, a very three-dimensional mindset into something that's a little more airy, something that's a little more of a higher perspective. I guess you could say when you're up in the sky, you're seeing things from a bird's eye point of view. So sounds good, Melissa. You're in Scotland. Oh, it's such pretty landscape out there. I think if I was ever to go out to Europe, I probably would never come back. I was just talking to someone about that earlier today or yesterday about how I feel like I've had multiple past lives out in that area of the world, and I think if I were to go back out there, I wouldn't want to come back here. Okay, guys. So if you guys are looking for a reading, there is links in there is a link in the pinned comment to purchase one if you want a guaranteed reading or you have a specific question. If you're looking for free, I'm doing free readings for people I'm drawn to. I lost all my pendulums over there. So just comment your name. Thank you. So tonight I'm going to use the Halloween Tarot. I love this deck. It's cute. I know it's a little childish, but it's still cute. And then we've got the Witch's Wisdom. That's what I thought it was. The Witch's Wisdom Oracle cards as well. Ooh. That candle's hot. Hot. Okay. Ken, and then we'll do Melissa. What's a message for Ken? Ace of Cups. We're doing a Marco card. Oh. Yes. Okay. We'll leave it at the tarot then. Okay. So Ken, what we got is we have the Ace of Ghosts or the Ace of Cups coming up. And we also have the Strength card on the bottom. So what was coming through is you may have a lot of challenging emotions coming up or a lot of fresh new emotions. I feel like they're not brand new emotions because emotions really um, but they're new as in something that you may not have had to deal with for a very long time, or something that you kind of never experienced before, and now you're experiencing them. Okay. When all these emotions come up, the best thing to do is let them flow. Okay. A lot of people try and kind of stuff them back down, especially some of the negative ones, sadness, regrets, that kind of thing. All the things that we deem negative, we tend to like, oh, I shouldn't feel that. I don't know. No, I don't want to feel that. I shouldn't feel that, whatever the case may be. And they shove them back down. The cards are saying to let them come up and overflow. Let them come up and flow out, okay? And also remember to be compassionate with yourself. Because sometimes we just need a little bit of love, self-love. When we're in those moods. I don't know. Hopefully that makes sense. But whatever emotions are coming up right now for you that you have never experienced or you have or are new in terms of you have not experienced them in a while, they're fresh, right? Just let them flow. Make sure you're expressing them. Make sure that you're not trying to control them, shove them down, pretend they don't exist. Be compassionate with those feelings and just kind of let them do their thing. Okay? Melissa. What are you chaining yourself to? Okay, so we got Melissa. You're welcome, Ken. Hopefully that was helpful. Melissa, what we got coming up is the Emperor card, and then the Seven of Cups is reversed on the bottom. Okay. I feel like you're so chained up right now, and I know this is going to sound really weird, but I'm getting to break through that chain. Now, normally the Emperor card talks about stability and that's the word I'm looking for, stability. Oh my God. Boundaries, limits, things like that. However, what I was immediately drawn to, since I read intuitively, I was pulled to the chain around his neck. It's like you're tied to something, you're chained to something. And they want you to break through that chain. Stop chaining yourself and holding yourself back. It's time to push through that chain, whatever that chain is that's holding you back from doing things, okay? There are lots of possibilities out there. The Seven of Cups is possibilities, endless possibilities. Anything that your mind can pretty much dream up, it's possible, but none of these possibilities are going to be achievable if you keep, as long as that chain is there. You got to bust through that chain to access the possibilities that lie underneath. Does that make sense? It's like that. I keep getting that feeling that that chain is kind of holding you back. Almost like the Devil card. You're very welcome. Okay. Oh, it's quiet tonight. Where is everyone? Okay. Okay. Hello. Oh, my eye. So anyone joining, looking for readings, there is a link in the pinned comment when my eye stops itching. There's a link in the pinned comment where you can purchase a reading, and they are between $5 and $20. It's pretty much whatever you can afford because I know everybody's circumstances are different, and not everybody has the same amount of funds to spend. If you guys want a free reading and I'm drawn to you, I will pull some cards for you just for a general reading. All you have to do is comment your name. So general means no specific topic or subject or question, just whatever comes through. So quiet. Okay. Karen, the message I got for you, 501s, stop fighting. I heard pick your battles wisely, so I'm not going to say completely stop fighting, but it's really time to pay attention to where you're putting your energy and what you're putting your energy into. There is a time and a place for everything. There is a time to fight and a time not to fight, okay? We have the Three of Imps, which is the Three of Wands reversed on the bottom of the deck. And you can see when I turn this upright that there are two wands that are burning and one that is a tree, right? Meaning one wand is going to help you grow. It's going to stay stable, it's going to be around, it's going to be good for growth and development. The other ones are just going to burn and they're going to end up burning you out. Okay, so when you're choosing your battles, really look at what is the motive behind them, right? If they are something that isn't going to help you grow, isn't going to help you develop, isn't something worth fighting for, let it fucking burn because it's not worth putting the energy into. Okay? Like I said, time and a place for everything. Some battles are just better off left unfought. Hello, Emma. How are you? So guys, if you're looking for a reading, there is an Etsy link in the pinned comments that takes you over to a section of my Etsy that is all my live readings. So just pick the reading you want, and we can go from there. If they are between $5 to $20. It just depends on whatever you want to pay. If you guys, I'm doing free readings for people I'm drawn to, so just comment your name if you want a free reading. The readings are general readings, so it's the free readings are general readings, so it's just whatever comes through the cards. And so far tonight, they've just been one card readings. I'm not sure. I was trying to get more. My guides were like, nope, nope, no. They're giving me heck as I was shuffling the cards. Anybody else had that where you don't pay attention and then And the more you do it, the more they're like, no, 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 no. It's any of them, Emma. Whichever one you want. It doesn't really matter. Whichever works for you, I can do all of them live. So just choose the option that works best for you. Or the price range, I should say, that works best for you. You're welcome. I know it's a little bit different, but my guides were telling me to start giving variety to people. I'm also going to be putting some of the more detailed, some shorter versions of the more in-depth readings that I have up there. Like the full readings, I'm going to cut them down and do them live too. I just got to get them listed. Which I was going to do tomorrow, but I have interview prep I got to do tomorrow. Interviews are so much fun. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna pull some cards for the collective. What are we doing? Let's see what comes up. What does the collective need to know? Oh, whoa. Okay. Feel like. Let's see. message for the collective. Wow. Okay, collective. What we got going on? The King of Imps is coming up, along with the Ace of Pentacles. Ooh, reversed on the bottom of the deck as I throw cards around. And then we've got Imagination, Air, reversed as well. I feel like the message with this is that we have the power. The collective right now really needs to step into their creative energy and to start doing something with their creative energy. Okay. The Ace of Pentacles reversed talks about, especially when it's upright, it talks about new beginnings. And I feel like what it's saying is that things can't be started, and creative energy is what sparks everything and what brings everything into life, what creates everything, right? And without that energy, right, without being able to take action with that energy, utilize that energy, use that energy, we cannot create what it is we want to create. A lot of people are talking about wanting to make the world a better place and to create a different world. And that involves us stepping into this creative power. It involves us starting to take action with our creative abilities and to really step in and do some serious manifesting. Okay, we all have the ability to manifest whatever we want. And when we start coming together with the same intentions and the same ideas, you'd be amazed at what can manifest from that. The other thing that's coming up, awesome, Emma, is the Air card, Imagination, is reversed. Okay. So the imagination is a big part of the creative process because we have to be able to see what we can want to create in our minds before it actually goes into comes into they keep showing me a blueprint before it actually comes into being. So it's like, the great inventors out there, they all had a thought, they all had an idea, they all had something in their head that they could see, a vision, right? And they all had a drive and a willpower to make that a reality. And that is what sparked the invention of these things. It's the same with our reality right now and our world around us, right? We have this ability to manifest things and create whatever it is we want, but we really have to be able to step into that power, tap into our imaginations, tap into our minds, and tap into our creative abilities, our creative energy in order to do that. And we need to start taking action. Manifest the heck out of things. We also just got out of Lionsgate portal, guys. And we had a new moon in Leo. We're in Leo season at the moment, so it's really like we've had a lot of potent energies around for manifesting, and they're still around even though Lionsgate isn't open anymore. It's still, the energies are still very much useful and present. Okay. Perfect, Emma. I'm going to pull your order up right now. Give me a second. Oh my goodness. Where'd it go? Nicola, hello. Hello, hello, hello. I'm in the wrong email, that's why. I'm like, where'd it go? There it is. Okay. So, Emma, did you have a question, my dear, or do you just want a general reading? I feel like the messages coming through tonight are very, like, straightforward, to the point kind of energy. You want a general. Perfect. Okay, what is it that Emma needs to know? What is it that Emma needs to know? Oh. Pumpkin is reversed. If you guys would like a reading, there is a link in the pinned comment where you can purchase a reading. They are between $5 and $20. Okay. Okay. Interesting. Okay. So what we got coming up, we've got the Emperor card coming up. We have the Four Pumpkins coming up, which is the Four of Pentacles. And then the Three of Pumpkins was reversed behind that. And the Knight of Ghosts, which is the Knight of Cups. On the bottom of the deck, we have the King of Pumpkins reversed. Then we have Containment. We have the Cauldron coming up, which is Containment. And we have Initiation coming up reversed. Spirit or Initiation. And that one, we're going to flip it upside down because it was upside down. That's what was coming up. So this Emperor card I'm reading tonight is really like interesting because the way that this Emperor is shown is very similar to like the Devil card in terms of he's chained. He's contained. He's not able to move forward despite maybe having the desire and the will to move forward. He's not necessarily moving forward. Okay. I feel like this could even be a person because the cauldron's coming up, which is containment, and I feel like that it's holding you back. The containment they're talking about is the inability to kind of move forward with things or to create movement. It's almost like this kind of stuck energy. But I feel like this is a person and not necessarily an energy within you. It's like somebody else is kind of in the picture that they're stuck and they're sticking you in the process. You need to kind of cut out to this collaboration, cut away from them, is what I'm seeing. Does that make any sense? So the Four of Pentacles is they're definitely trying to lock themselves in there, but underneath of it, um, you need to cut it. Cut it, cut it, cut it. So the Four of Pumpkins or the Four of Pentacles, I feel like is you maybe going back to this person because they seem really kind of grounded, stable, solid, but in reality, they may be grounded, stable, and solid, but they're also holding you back from being able to move forward on your like fullest potential. Does that make any sense? Because I'm seeing you going, this Four of Pentacles keeps going back to this Emperor. And then the Three of Pentacles is underneath it saying like you need to cut away from this collaboration or connection with this person because this is a teamwork card, but when it's reversed, it's like you got to cut the teamwork out with this Emperor, whoever this Emperor is. Because the Knight of Ghosts is saying it's better to move on. The Knight of Ghosts is moving away from this Four of Pentacles, right? So, and the Knight of Ghosts is like, I feel like this is like spirit trying to nudge you in one direction and you kind of keep going back the other direction because spirit and initiation is coming up reversed, which means like, I feel like they're trying to like, no, you need to go this way and you're maybe being a little bit hesitant in going that way and kind of going back to what's familiar, what's solid, what's stable, the people who are solid and stable or the people that you think are solid and stable. And spirit's like you've outgrown these people. And it's okay to move on from them because it's not like they're toxic people. I don't feel that at all. I just feel like you have outgrown them. And that comes up with the Three of Pentacles as well, reversed. This is, learning, it's mentoring, it's growing and learning and from people and places and things. I feel like you've learned what you're meant to learn from these people, and they kind of serve their purpose, and you've kind of outgrown them. And now it's time to move on from them, but for some reason you keep going back. The King of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck reversed. I keep hearing. Yeah. See, the spiritual initiation, it could be done with, but I feel like it was meant to kind of progress you forward, and instead you may have gone backwards. Or, okay, not gone backwards. They're saying not gone backwards. Um, refuse to let go of things that you needed to let go of. So a lot of times when we go through spiritual initiations, we're being asked to move on to the next spiritual phase of our lives. And that means leaving the previous phase and some of the people and things behind. It's almost like the death card energy where there's a new beginning of some sort, right? I feel like that's what's coming through, but instead of, embracing that new beginning and kind of moving forward, there's still some things held on to um that need to be released, or I feel more specifically people that are being held on to that need to be released and moved on from. I don't, it could be it could be, I'm gonna say could be your ex, because the King of Pentacles is coming up with the Hierophant, and the Hierophant does represent, um, can, can represent marriage and contracts and stuff like that. Um, So, and with a king in front of it, especially reversed, this is somebody you're no longer with. But it could be that, but I feel like behind that is the high priestess, which tells me like that I feel like this king of pumpkins could be somebody who helps with that spiritual transition. So I want to know who this emperor is. Okay. Let me see who this emperor is. Five of Bats. Five of Bats. Why is that there? Because I'm confused. Oh, that's why the initiation's coming up reverse, because it's not complete because you haven't let go of this. Okay. The Ten of Ghosts, the Ten of Cups is coming up reverse. So this could be a husband or somebody you were romantically involved with. But this is definitely, so the Emperor is definitely somebody that you've had a conflict with, or I feel like are still having conflicts with to a degree, and somebody who you were romantically connected to or had a relationship of some sort with, but it has definitely ended. So this King of Pentacles and the Hierophant could very much be your husband. Ex-husband, sorry. Because everything seems to be pointing to that. It's your brother? Okay. Well, that could be it too. Uh, it's hard to say when cups comes up, like everybody wants to put it in romantic, but my guides are like, it's not always romantic, right? It can be like friendships or family relationships or things like that. But yeah, there's definitely somebody that you're currently actively in some sort of disagreement with and thinking and considering of walking away from things. So that's who that emperor is. But I feel like there's still a lot too, aside from people, there's still stuff you're holding on to as well. That are keeping you from moving forward. And that's why this initiation card is coming up reversed, because until everything is let go of and released that needs to be let go of and released, the initiation isn't complete, if that makes sense. Like they're telling me you can go through the process, the ceremony and everything, but until you implement it, right, and you actually release what needs to be released, it's not complete, if that makes sense. But Spirit was pulling towards this, and I also go with the King of Pumpkins, that's kind of like inner strength and inner rootedness and being able to move on from things and having the confidence in yourself to move on from things, which would make sense in a family kind of dynamic, right? Because sometimes family isn't the easiest to kind of separate and distance ourselves from. I can say that from personal experience. So it takes a lot of strength to do that, and sometimes we want to go back because that mentality of family is family, right? Um, but sometimes family is very toxic and we have to kind of move on, and I feel like that's the case. You've just outgrown a lot of people in general, and I think that going through the people in your life and really assessing if they are gonna be people who help you move forward, right, and they're on the same wavelength as you, and they're people that still fit in your life, so to speak. That's a better way of putting that. Assessing whether they're people who still fit in your life or they're people that don't. The people that don't in general, your brother included, um, if they don't fit in your life, don't be afraid to let them go and move on, because that's what spirit wants you to do. Spirit wants you to evolve, but to evolve, we have to let go of the things that anchor us and hold us down, right? We have to let we have to let go of the ball and chain that's keeping us at the level we're at. And until we release all of that, we can't ascend or move forward. Does that make sense? The Hierophant is also values. It's Taurus energy. It's your values, your beliefs, like, your own personal value. Stick strong to those. You're welcome. I think right now, my dear, you're just kind of lacking the security. Um, no, we're not gonna. They're like, no, 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 you're on the wrong track with that. Okay, I'm gonna shut up now because they're like, I'm gonna be quiet now. Okay. Yeah, and the death card underneath reversed. As I pick up the cards to put them away, we have the death card reversed. So yeah, definitely changes and things that you are not letting go of that you need to let go of. And I think that it's a lot of it's related to people in your life. You're very welcome. You have a great night too. Um, if you're really feeling stuck, you can also ask Spirit to help kind of guide you through whoever you need to let go of. If it's really, really hard for you to see, they're there with the cup of the Knight of Cups showing up. They're there. They're trying to kind of nudge you forward. It's just like the Four of Pentacles is a very, very stuck energy, and it's like kind of it's like trying to push somebody through a brick wall. It just doesn't work. Um, and they're like, we can't push anymore. We want to help guide, but we can't. You stopped working? Oh, no, don't stop. Oh, we're gonna feel unconnected at times. I feel like, okay, so they're telling me to tell you something that a struggle that I had too. So I felt very kind of disconnected from things too, and I quit meditating because of that, because like there was times I for a long time, I wasn't getting anything. And I was like, am I even connected? And they were like, you're still connected, but there's plateaus of things, right? There's dips and there's peaks where we feel super connected, and then there's the lows where we feel like less connected, right? But we are still connected. It's just sometimes spirit doesn't always have things to say to us. And I think a lot of times we expect those answers, or we expect that connection, or we expect to feel something, or see something, or hear something, or be guided somewhere. And sometimes we just need to rest, and there really is nothing for spirit to tell us, but we take it as, oh my god, I'm disconnected, because we're not getting anything, or and then that feeling of disconnectedness comes in. But they want you to know that you are connected. Even when you feel disconnected, you're still connected. So don't give up. Just know that sometimes it's that connection isn't always needed. It's not always needed. And sometimes we, just like the internet, it's in our electronics and stuff, sometimes we have to unplug from it. And that's what happens intuitively too, is sometimes we have to unplug, but when we plug back in, you know, we come back stronger from it. Awesome. That made sense. Cool. Awesome, awesome, awesomeness. Melissa, if you're upset, thunderstorms are good. A good way to kind of release that anger. I do it all the time. Thunderstorms have very clearing energy to them. Right after I said it's not always needed. It's frustrating because I think like we as humans want to be attached all the time, right? Like we are creatures of connection in a lot of in so many different ways. And then when we like get disconnected, we're like, well, what's going on? Why? Come back. And then they're like, well, we just got nothing to say. You want us to make a phone call and just sit on a dead line? So I think it's time to like replug back in and let them help guide you through this stuck phase. You're very welcome. Definitely. I look forward to it. Have a good night, Emma. I think like it's so quiet tonight. It's so quiet. My ear's ringing on one side. I shouldn't stick my tongue out on camera, but it's okay. If anyone is looking for a reading, you guys, there's a link in the comment below, and I have a knot in my pendulum. Okay, there's a link in the comment below where you can purchase one, or you can comment your name, and if I'm drawn to you, I will pull some cards for you. Once I get my pendulum on. My goodness. What did I do to this thing? Knotted. I don't know how I get my chains all knotted on my pendulums. Does anybody else have that problem? Every time. Every time. Okay. So just to clarify, the free readings, guys, are just general readings. It's whatever comes through the cards. I don't focus on anything except what you need to know at this present time. Okay? Like, what's the message they have for me to give you? And then I transfer them. I transfer that message. I relay that message. Oh my God. I'm speaking in the weirdest way. I don't know. I have my own version of English tonight. I don't know what's going on. I guess in a way it is transferring the message because I'm taking it as they give it to me and giving it to you guys, but so it is a way of transference. However, that just doesn't sound right. It just, I don't know. It doesn't, yeah. Okay. Seven of Bats. Okay. Janie, keep your eye out and be vigilant, okay? So, we have the Seven of Bats coming up, and then on the bottom of the deck, we also have the Five of Bats. But what I was drawn to on this card is not the traditional meaning, but more the mask. Like, they were like the very, like, not vigilante, but you know, the superhero that's like hyper vigilant of everything that's going on around them. I feel like that is a message for you. Is there somebody in, be aware of what's going on around you, okay? Because there could be somebody in your inner circle who doesn't have the best of intentions, who may seem like they're happy-go-lucky, you know, who may seem like, who may not be what they seem. Okay? So this is somebody who's gonna act one way, and then they're gonna go behind your back and, steal all your information, all your, you know, whatever they can get their hands on. So it's really important to be hyper vigilant right now and to pay attention to the people around you, particularly their motives. 'Cause I feel like there's definitely somebody around you that does not have the best motives right now and will take everything they can at the first chance they get. You're very welcome. If you guys would like a reading, there is a link in the pinned comment where you can purchase one. The readings vary in price. They're anywhere from $5 to $20. You can ask any question you want. I do not do health questions or pregnancy questions or legal questions, though. But any other questions, I'm free game for. If you guys want a free reading, comment your name in the comments. And if I'm drawn to you, I will pull some cards. And they're just general readings. So whatever message comes through. Though I do think I'm probably going to head off early tonight because it seems pretty quiet. It's very quiet tonight. Hello, Ishka. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong. I'm sorry. But hello. How are you? It's going good. It's very quiet, but it's going good. How are things going with you? It's so quiet. Usually I have more people. But but I'm not going to complain. Quiet's good sometimes. So we are doing tarot readings. If you guys want a reading, there's a link in the pinned comment where you can purchase one. They range the prices vary. They're anywhere from $5 to $20. And I can answer any question you have. I don't do pregnancy or health questions or legal questions, though. Yeah, it might be. That's okay. It's all good. I don't mind the quiet. There's times when I get on and it's super busy and I don't even have time to stop and think. And then other days like this, you just gotta go with the flow. But I am gonna pull some cards for the collectives. Yes, I can do free well, I can do free readings, but I'm not doing questions for free. But if you want me to pull some cards and just see what comes through, I can definitely do that. Cards. It depends what they give me. Tonight it's been like one cards for things. I don't. See, one card. Cool, cool. So let's see what's coming up. Ooh. I'm gonna topple my whole setup here. I have my water sitting right by my laptop, so I don't want to like shake the desk too much because if the water spills, it's going to be bad. Okay, Knight of Cups and the Seven of Imps reversed. Okay, so you need to open up. I feel like there's a message coming to you of some sort, and I know that's going to sound strange. I keep getting pulled to the scroll in this Knight of Cups or Knight of Ghosts. Sorry, it's the Knight of Cups, but the Knight of Ghosts. I keep getting pulled to the scroll in his hands. I feel like there is some sort of letter or message or something coming through to you. However, I do not feel like this may be a physical thing. I feel like this could come through in like signs or symbols that have some sort of message, maybe even dreams. Synchronicities is the other thing I'm hearing. Sorry, I had to grab the word. But here's the thing, is that these are going to have a hard time getting into. So a lot of the times, the messages that we get and that are not physical messages typically come from our subconscious, or they filter into our subconscious to come back up into our dreams while we sleep. However, I feel like you're kind of a very guarded person, and it's like the information comes up and then it gets blocked. They want you to to open up a little bit and let down those barriers. Does that make sense? Um, because I keep seeing the traditional version. They keep showing me the traditional Seven of Wands that's up on the hill battling all the wands coming up. And I feel like that's like you're kind of guarded and you fight off kind of everything. And they're like, well, these messages can't get through, nothing can get through because won't allow them through. So you got to lower that guard and try and trust a little bit more for these messages to come through. Perfect. I'm glad that made sense. I feel like the energy today is very like straight to the point. You're welcome. Thank you for letting me read for you. Collective. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna pull an oracle card for this too. Okay. Collective. I feel like there's two different messages here that somehow these messages did not sync up the way I wanted them to. But we have the Nine of Backs coming up before the collective with the Star card underneath. This is saying we as a collective, we're working through our fears and working on releasing our fears. But I feel like be cautious of things that are pulling you back into a state of fear. Okay? Because fear is no good. Well, okay, it is good. I'm going to take that back. It's good to an extent. It's good to keep us alive. It's good to, put us into hyper awareness and states where survival states, right? But in our everyday life, fear does not have a purpose because we're not in those do or die moments, right? It's not like, you know, we're not in life-threatening situations constantly every day of our lives. And I feel like that's where fear is needed, is when we're in life-threatening situations, because healthy fear helps us to react to things quickly. It helps us figure out what action to take when we need to take action quickly, right? um but in everyday life, we have time to think things through. We have time to ponder things. We have time. We have time. There is no need for quick, instant reactions all the time. So whatever we're coming out of this state of fear, but I feel like they're giving the warning of don't sink back down into it. Okay? Don't sink back down into it, and don't let anything or anyone pull you back down into it either, because I feel like there could be a lot of stuff going on in the near future that could, be designed to pull people back into a state of fear. And the reason why is because in that state of fear, our logical mind gets shut off. We become, like I said, we make those quick instinctual moment by moment decisions. We don't stop to think them through because we're in the state of, oh, I got to do this now to survive. I must do it now, right? The Star card on the bottom is saying, see the positive in things, okay? There's always positives, and we need to start looking at the positive. We need to start looking towards the future, and we need to keep things as maybe not as positive, but as hopeful as possible. Okay? So, no matter how crazy things get, no matter how fear driven things might get, don't allow yourself to be pulled back into that state of fear. We are now getting out of it. And that is a good thing because now the healing can really begin. But we just have to be careful not to be pulled back into it. Okay? Don't allow yourself to be pulled back into the darkness after you've gotten into the light. There will be a time to go back into the darkness, but right now with the star card, it's transitioning into the light. Okay? So, stay in the light. The other thing I'm getting is don't be so quick to follow outside sources. Really kind of tap into your own, and we all have our own inner guidance system, right? It's called our intuition. Tap into that. Tap into your own guidance system when it comes to making decisions and things like that for yourself, because the answers are always there for us, but they're within us. They're not external out in the world, right? We've got the feminine card coming up reversed, which means look within yourself. Tap into your own inner feminine, which is your own intuition, your own divine guidance. We also have the guidance card coming up reversed as well, which is talking again about tapping into yourself, right? Pulling that guidance in and going within and finding your own inner guidance. And then we have the security card as well. We need to become secure within ourselves. We need to tap into ourselves, follow our own intuition instead of relying on the external world to guide us, okay? We have built-in compasses, so to speak, for reasons. People need to start using them. Start using them and don't allow yourself to be sucked into this Nine of Swords energy. We're finally fucking coming out of that. So don't allow yourself to be sucked back into any type of fear, anxiety, anything like that. Okay? There's times and places for that. Life and death situations usually is where, good fear keeps you alive. However, the day-to-day things, like I said, when we can stop and think about things, rationalize things, we don't need to be making decisions based on fear because there's no life and death situation. Fear shuts off your logical mind. So if anyone's looking for a reading, guys, there is a link in the pinned comments to purchase one. If you are interested in that, they are between $5 to $20. It's based off of whatever you can pay. That's why I made them in increments like that. I can answer any question you guys have or look into any topic you want me to look into. Except for pregnancy or health related questions or topics to do with legal, anything legal. Other than that, I'm good for any other questions you guys have. If you want a free reading, you just comment your name and I can pull some cards for you. Hello, Pam. Pam, do you want me to do your readings now while I got you on? Awesome. Okay. Perfect. That works good for me. Give me a second here. I'll pull up your questions. Okay. I've seen a card flip. I did see a card flip. Okay. 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 So, first question, on whether he really loves you. Let's see. I got the Nine of Bats reversed that came up. I'm gonna pull your name up here before I do this because that way I can find your reading. Okay, so does he really love you? The Nine of Bats came up reversed. The Five of Pumpkins came up reverse or upright. The Justice card came up reversed. The Nine of Imps, which is the Nine of Wands, came up upright. And the Three of Imps came up reversed, which is the Three of Wands. So in terms of him loving you, I feel like the cards are saying no, because if he loved you, he wouldn't have done what he did. Okay? It's not to the actions of somebody. I feel like they're saying, like, you know, he left you hurt, he left you out in the cold, you know, and by the looks of this, he didn't give a single thought to it. Um, there's no single thought at all. You know, this is a card of regret, of remorse. There was no remorse over what he did. He has no remorse. So do I think that he loved you? They're saying, like, look, the answer's right in how he treats you and what he did, okay? And asking yourself, are those the actions of somebody who loves me? If he really loved you, he would not have done what he did, okay? He just wouldn't have. The Three of Imps on reversed is the Three of Wands, saying don't bother waiting for him, okay? Don't sit around waiting for him or, you know, reminiscing over whether he's going to come back or not, because it's not worth it. It's really not. He left you out in the cold and he knew exactly what he was doing. I'm also getting that karma's a bitch. And he'll get his. He'll get his. So, you know, don't worry about it. Don't wait for it. Don't give him a second thought. I'm gonna say that. Don't give him a second thought. You're better off just kind of moving on. As far as you being the only woman, I do believe you were the only woman with the cards coming out for that. So we have the Ace of Wands coming out in the Chariot card. So the Chariot card talks about movement forward, okay? And also the Ace of Wands is the singular wand. It's that one passion, that one point of focus. And the Chariot's moving towards that Ace of Wands. So do I see you as being the only one? Yes. I do believe that, you know, his passion and his desire was for you, but the way that he went about things, I feel like there's a big difference between loving somebody and being infatuated with them. When I see a lot of wands come up, there's a difference between love and lust. Wands is passion, it's desire, right? We can be passionate about somebody and desire them, lust for them, and not love them. I feel like he had an infatuation. There was more of a sexual desire there. And that's what he was driven by. It wasn't love, it was lust and infatuation. But it does seem like you were the only woman. Does he think about you? Yes. So for that, we had the Hermit card come up. We had the Four of Ghosts, which is the Four of Cups card coming up. And then we had the King of Bats, which is the King of Swords. Okay. So the Hermit card is Virgo energy, and it also talks about sitting alone, and when we're alone we have nothing left but our thoughts. So I do see him kind of, I see him right now. If there was another woman, this person has left. He's alone, he's got no one, and I feel like that's his karma, that's his justice for whatever he's done. I don't feel like you're the first person he's done this with. And it now he's being taught the lesson, because now he's left alone. Now he's sitting there thinking about things, and now he's like, oh my God, what did I do? You know, like, but I don't think there's a remorse, because I mean, when you look at that face, I don't know if the camera will focus in on it, but it doesn't look sad. It just kind of looks like they're contemplating it. And then the King of Swords also indicates thought, and kind of being up in the head as well. So, and I feel like that's him being all up in his head and about you. So, does he think about the relationship? Yes. But I feel like he thinks about it more because he's alone and he doesn't want to be alone. It's more of a, I just want a, you know, those people get together because they just don't want to be alone. I feel like that's it doesn't matter who they're with or how well they get along with them, or even if they love them, they just do not want to be alone. And I feel like, when you're stuck with no one, you really have nothing better to do than, or nothing else to do but go over things in your head. So, yes, I do see him thinking about you. I do see you being the other woman, but does he really love you? I think it's more infatuation and lust than it is love. And the cards are saying to move on from him, don't wait for him. So I'm going to pull some cards just really quick on how to move on, or what can help with moving on. The Fool. Yeah. Just, I shouldn't have even asked that question, because they're like, just do it. Just move on. You just need to push forward and don't look back. Don't let him come back. Don't listen to his excuses, because there is really no excuse for what he did. I'm going to say that. You don't leave the people you care about out in the cold. You don't. You don't just, you know, you don't hurt the people you care about, at least deliberately, actively hurt the people you care about. I mean, everybody makes mistakes. Nobody's perfect, and sometimes we inadvertently hurt people. But I feel like this was conscious. Like, he was conscious of the repercussions because this is upright. He knew what his actions would cause, and he just didn't care. Does that make sense, Pam? Does that answer your questions? Anybody wanting a reading, there's a link in the pinned comment below where you can purchase one. There's several options over there. Just pick the one that works best for you. And once I get the payment, I can do your reading. I don't do legal, health, or pregnancy readings, so. Awesome. Yeah, I feel like you just kind of needed the confirmation. Yeah. Leave them behind. Don't take them back. I feel like he might come back or try to come back, but don't take them back. You have him blocked. Yeah. I would keep him blocked. Yeah, make sure you don't unblock him. Um, that's a good thing. He needs to be blocked. He'll learn his lesson. Maybe. I can't say he will learn his lessons, but people who treat you like that, you don't need in your energy or in your circle. There's so much better people out there that are not gonna treat you like that. Ugh, that wouldn't surprise me. Yeah, I would just block whoever you don't know that you think might be attached to him, block him, and yeah. It wouldn't surprise me. I mean, I did see, like I said, there was a few cards that are like, well, he might come back. He might try and work his way back in somehow. Oh my goodness. Hello, Sophie. How are you? That wouldn't surprise me either. Some people get really stalkerish. I am doing good. So questions are paid. So if you guys got a question, there is a link in the pinned comments where you can pay for our reading. They're all different prices. Um, so I think the most expensive one is like $20 up there. But if you guys want me to just pull some general cards for whatever comes through, then I can do that. My back is getting stiff. I need to find another chair. I'm gonna put chair cushions on my birthday list for people. Oh, my back is killing me. Okay, Sophie. Let's see what comes up. A message for Sophie. Try to see the good in difficult situations. The Nine of Imps is coming up, which is the Nine of Wands, but we also have the Sun card underneath the bottom of the deck. So the Nine of Wands talks about being broken, beaten, and battered and bruised sometimes, going through really tough experiences that leave us wounded. Okay. But sometimes out of those bad situations comes blessings, and we come out stronger and we come out better for them because they are, I think, a lot of people view themselves as like the wounded person, right? And we victimize ourselves and we're like, oh, well, this person hurt me so bad. And, take it. And what I'm getting is, the lessons we learn can be painful, but there's always a positive side to them, okay? So sometimes we just got to look at it from a more positive perspective. Like, yes, it was shit going through it, and yes, it sucked going through it, but you know what? I came out of it. I survived it. You know what? I learned from it. I grew from it. I flourished from it. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like that's the message for you is there could be, whatever hard things you go through or come up or whatever the case may be, try to find the positive in them. Don't fall into that trap of being the victim because everything happens for, I don't want to say everything happens for reasons, but we experience things for a purpose. And again, sometimes they're not the greatest things, and sometimes they are very, crappy, traumatic experiences, but something positive can always come from them. Don't let them hold you down and hold you back. Does that make sense? There's a light underneath of that. Yeah, awesome. Perfect. I was just talking to somebody about that today, actually. Sometimes we just need to leave our stuff in the past and move forward and try and stay as positive as possible. Yeah. It is. I think it's sometimes we forget to look at the positive things, especially when you've been through a lot and there's a lot of negative aspects we can all look at within our lives in different ways, right? Everybody's got their negatives that they can be like, this was shit and that was shit and this time in my life was bad and that time in my life was horrible and but we forget to look at how much we kind of grow from that and how much those experiences strengthen us and how much we can learn from those experiences. Like a lot of people are like, traumatic experiences traumatize you, and yes they do, but they also teach you that you can survive. They also teach you how to release that energy and move on from that energy. They teach you various things that can be positive too. I don't know, that's just kind of one way of looking at it. It's the way I look at it. Okay, guys, so there's like 5 minutes left of my live, and people seem to be all over the place. So I'm gonna log off a little bit early tonight, because yeah. If you guys are interested in joining me again, I will be back on Tuesday, possibly. Might be Wednesday, because I've got something early Tuesday morning to do, and if I am exhausted by the end of the day, I'm not going to want to, but it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be. I'm hoping it's not going to be that bad. But my nerves might be a little fragile, so I might be on Wednesday. But I will be on Tuesday or Wednesday for readings. And you guys can join me then. And I hope you guys have an awesome, awesome beginning of your week. And I'll catch you guys all when I'm live again. Bye, guys.